Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Sammy Woodhouse and today I want to talk about a topic that sparked heated debates worldwide. Full face coverings in public like the burqa and the niqab. Now these garments, often rooted in cultural or religious practices, cover a woman's face entirely or leave just the eyes visible. Some countries have banned them and I'm going to break down why I think public spaces should require visible faces. We'll cover public safety, social cohesion, women's rights, including why women shouldn't be forced to cover up just because some men can't control themselves. And we'll look at which countries have already implemented bans. This is a big conversation, so grab a drink, get comfy, and let's unpack it together. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. So, what are we talking about? A burqa is a full body garment, common in some Islamic traditions that covers everything, including the face, with a mesh screen over the eyes to allow vision. The niqab is similar but leaves the eyes exposed. While few women choose these freely as an expression of faith or identity, others face intense pressure or outright coercion from family, community, or even governments. A 2016 UN report on violence against women highlighted how in some regions these coverings are less about choice and more about enforcing control over women's bodies. Let's set the stage for why this debate matters. It's not just about cloth, it's about freedom, safety, and fairness. Let's start with public safety. When someone's face is fully covered, it's incredibly hard to identify them. Imagine a bank robbery, an airport security check, or a school pickup. Facial recognition is critical. A 2019 EU counter-terrorism study noted rare but serious cases where face-obscuring garments were used to evade detection in crimes like theft or even terrorist acts. In the US, many states already prohibit masks in public to prevent anonymity. Driven crimes like KKK hoods or protest masks. Why should full face coverings get a pass? It's not about targeting any group. It's about ensuring accountability. A small example, in a 2015 UK case, a suspect used a niqab to evade CCTV identification during a shoplifting spree. If police or witnesses can't ID someone quickly, it delays justice and risks public safety. Exemptions for medical masks are one thing, but full-face veils create a unique challenge in secure spaces like transport hubs or government buildings. So next up, social cohesion. Humans are wired to connect through faces. We read emotions, trust, and intent through smiles, frowns, or eye contact. A 2020 University of Toronto study found that people feel more distant or mistrustful toward those with covered faces in social settings. Not out of bias, but because we lose those non-verbal cues. This can hit women hardest in professional or educational spaces. Imagine trying to network at a job fair or engage in a classroom debate when your expressions are hidden. It's isolating. In diverse societies like Canada or the UK, where integration is key, visible faces help build trust and belonging. Without them, we risk unintentional barriers that make people feel like outsiders, which ain't good for anyone. Now, let's talk about women's rights, and this one's personal for me. Forcing women to cover their faces and bodies because men might be tempted is not just unfair, it's absurd. It's barbaric. It's like saying women should stay home to avoid harassment. It shifts the blame onto women instead of holding men accountable for their actions. No one should have to hide their identity to appease someone else's lack of self-control. In places like Afghanistan, where the Taliban enforces burqas, women report devastating impacts. Limited access to jobs, education, and even healthcare. A 2023 international report noted higher rates of depression and domestic abuse tied to these restrictions. Even in countries without legal mandates, cultural pressures can make women feel they have to wear a burqa or niqab to avoid judgment or danger. That's not freedom. It's coercion dressed up as tradition. Banning full face coverings in public spaces sends a clear message. Women deserve to participate fully, visibly and equally without carrying the burden of others' impulses. It's about empowering women to show up as themselves, not as shadows. So here's where I stand. Ban it. I believe public spaces, think airports, banks, schools, government buildings and busy streets should require visible faces. This isn't a blanket ban on religious expression. It's a targeted rule for safety, equality and connection. You could still wear a hijab or other headscarf which respects personal face while keeping the face visible. This approach protects women from coercive practices, ensures security and fosters trust in our communities. It's about balancing individual choice with collective needs. And let's be crystal clear. Women should never, ever have to hide their faces because men can't behave responsibly. Now, which countries have already acted? As of October 2025, at least 16 countries have full or partial bans on burqas and niqabs in public, often citing security, integration or women's rights. France, Belgium, Netherlands, Denmark, Austria, Switzerland, Bulgaria, Norway, Tunisia, Cameroon and China. So, what's your take? Should public spaces require visible faces to balance safety, equality and trust, or do bans go too far into personal freedom? And do you agree that women shouldn't have to cover up to compensate for male behaviour? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if this video got you thinking, hit that like button, subscribe, and of course, thank you for watching. And I'll see you real soon.